Ciao, my name is Connie Boyd, and I thought I'd start this conference, Upgrade Your Magic, with a little background about myself. I've enjoyed an international career for over 25 years as a lead star magician. Just over 10 years ago, I began transitioning my skills and transferring my experiences to mentor and coach other artists and magicians to become star performers, which is where the title Connie Boyd Star Maker came from. I love directing and creating dazzling new magic stars. And I discovered I'm good at breaking down magic and finding and developing elements within an artist's repertoire, transforming it from good to great, taking an average performance and making it spectacular. And that's what I did for 4 years after I retired from performing on stage. Then the pandemic hit and the world changed. But it also brought about an unprecedented opportunity, one I had long wanted to try and achieve: the documenting of the greatest female magicians, their success secrets, as well as their unique struggles. And so I launched the Magical Women Project. I'm proud to say we went from zero to thousands of views in just a few months. And here's why. First, I noted that there wasn't a credible source documenting women in magic, past and present. And I knew the information that they have to share can help every performer excel, man or woman. So I started reaching out to colleagues to arrange informal talks, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. The other reason I focused on female magicians was that it was a subject that I had experience with and that I understood very, very well. It was certainly a topic within my comfort zone, and unlike what I would be doing next, interviewing on camera and marketing with social media, two areas that were definitely not within my comfort zone. Little did I know that the series, along with the people I interviewed, would become so much more. Not only did I have the opportunity to talk and to get to know the world's most incredible magical women, but superstar magical wow man also jumped on board. And just as with the women, their words of wisdom are literally priceless. It has been a life-changing experience, and I'm proud to provide this invaluable advice from these exceptional creators and performers to everyone in our art. In the process of researching, interviewing, and chatting with our magical women and magical wow men, I've discovered their successes reach beyond magic. You'll come to better understand the life lessons, struggles, challenges, and accomplishments each of them has lived through. Lessons that can help everyone in virtually every profession. So let's get started. There are consistent keys that produce stellar results. The first key is to take the first step, to simply be there. To start, you must start. Just do it, like the Nike ad. I understand it's not easy, and many people have felt completely lost this past year. Entertainment and magic, as we presented it pre-pandemic, isn't possible now. But why not make this a new challenge to solve a new puzzle? How do we cope, and what do we do? Some entertainers have flourished during the pandemic, while others have not. I chose to make a leap of faith with my Magical Women project. I had to learn to interview and research guests, among 1,000 other things. I'd never done anything like that before, and it was terrifying. However, I realized that if I wanted to create the project, which I truly believed in, I was going to have to push out of my comfort zone, which is the next key. Tina Leonard was among the first guests I talked to, and she shared a quote that changed my vision and gave me courage. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. I would say the second key to success is to push beyond your comfort zone and to take calculated risks.
It would be a failure if you sat on your butt and thought, oh, I should do this. So this is, and don't, success. I don't know how many people are going to look at this, but just doesn't matter. You did it, right? You got people to open up. So that's success. Yeah. You're doing it, and you get other people to get involved. So you've already succeeded. Just play with it. Always remember your reason for doing it.
Yeah. Now more than ever, we need to adapt to new formats. We need to grow with the times and to upgrade our magic to be competitive and current. Subconsciously, many of you may have been doing this all along. Here's an example. Mary and Stephanie's 1930 cigarette act would be impossible to book in theaters in 2021 due to no smoking policies. Diana Zimmerman created an award-winning theme act with records and a gramophone. Would millennials even recognize those items in 2021? When I spoke to Diana, she said she would certainly not perform that act now. Both acts are products of their time. Are you performing dated material without being aware? Are you choosing and learning dated material without being aware? A classic act is different from dated material. Len Spurton's Fizzin' Stage Magic Act is a classic. It is timeless, from the music to the magic. The same can be said for Tina Leonard's Mr. Mopman Act. That being said, in 2021, even Len Spurton would have challenges traveling internationally with birds, and the public is less enamored with magic with birds and animals. So even an award-winning classic act may need to be adapted and adjusted to the times. Make a list of the magic in your act or in your show. What could be changed to make it current, to define you as an artist, and to make you stand out in a positive, creative way? Use the puzzle analogy and look objectively at options. If you have a creative team, a coach, a mentor, a director, or belong to a magic group, network with them for feedback.
How to say, I'd love to help you.
You never had a problem giving me notes. You always gave me notes. You said, well, talk slower. You got to stand up straight and dress really nice. You're never afraid not to tell me anything, which I love.
Yes. Well, I tell you why I did that. Because anybody, and particularly you that have potential, it drives a person that knows mad that they can't get it out of them. And you personally are frustrated looking at that person when you know that they could do better, as great as they are.
Not everyone has the luxury of having direction. However, I've discovered if you create unique, engaging material, many people will be inspired to help you. If you use music in your act, is it up to date? And does it complement your act? If you changed your music, could it improve the audience's reaction? And could it appeal to more people? How much time and energy did you put into your music selection and editing? Many performers are not aware of the power of a music choice.
To trust. Has control. Rhythm is inside me. The rhythm has my soul.
Joni Spina called music the heart and soul of the routine. If you research and discover the right piece or pieces of music, it will drive the performance. Although this doesn't apply closely to parlor and close-up magic, it can be a defining factor, particularly in stage magic, illusions, social media magic, and your promo and sizzle reels. When you are deciding on music for social media, be aware that using popular music can involve copyright claims. In many cases, you may use the music, but you may lose the right to monetize your work. There are many free, royalty-free music resources, but sometimes using a piece of music your audience recognizes and responds to is worth the loss of monetization.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sensational Royal London.
Dania Diaz tried something new and out of her comfort zone on Spain's Got Talent, and as a result, she became an overnight magic sensation. She used her passion for storytelling and writing and combined it with skilled magic to break a virtual wall and form a deep connection with audiences in their homes. And as a result, she has enjoyed tremendous success in Europe and in North America. People began to care about her as a person, not just a performer. Carissa Hendricks created a character, Lucy Darling, that is unlike any other magic character in the past or present, and as a result, she is a huge award-winning sensation. Go back to your lists and think about what other aspects of your performance can you upgrade? What about your equipment and props? Is it a new color? Artwork, adding a logo, adding a graphic, changing a style? Is it a new contemporary patterned cloth? Could it be a new magic mat or magic with more accepted, recognizable items? What can make your magic more topical and contemporary? Now let's think a moment about technology. How can new mediums make your magic stronger? If your routine was projected onto a larger screen, would that have more impact? If you are working in a theater, do they have LED walls, and could you use that to upgrade your magic? If you are planning on performing virtually, how do you connect with your audience and maintain their attention at home? Everyone has a cell phone. What could you perform with that would fit your personality, your brand, and your magic? There are mentalism pieces, comedy pieces, audience participation pieces. What could work for you? There are thousands of possibilities. Think beyond your comfort zone, and perhaps you can rework existing material with modern objects and or twists, and perhaps it will be stronger for it. The third key to success is preparations, rehearsals, rehearse, practice, prepare, rehearse, rehearse.
Always do tech rehearsal, full dress costume, hair pieces, hair flowers, what hats, whatever it is that you are gonna wear on stage, wear in the full dress. Wear it. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah.
And once you know what you're gonna do when it goes wrong, then you're bulletproof. But until everything that can go wrong has gone wrong, there's always that, as Penn and Teller say, oh, now we know that can happen.
If you are at a point that you've decided on some changes in your magic, that's just the beginning. And what follows are rehearsals, development, trials, and error. Everyone dreams of a magic formula. But the true key to success that all our guests agree on is work your skills, your magic, your routine, your material until you are so confident you can perform it under almost any condition.
When you're rehearsing your material or rehearsing a show, and those are two different things, how do you rehearse it? Do you rehearse it beginning, middle, end? Do you have a process that you go through if you're preparing for a show per se?
For a full show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's funny because every piece of magic I do, every routine that I do, I kind of treat it as, if you think of it like in a score for like a symphony orchestra, for example, we have different movements, or like in an opera, you've got different movements. And I would say every piece of magic I do is considered like a movement. So you could just play the first movement and then not the second or third, and an audience would still be satisfied. So I kind of treat each routine kind of like that. So the routines are kind of, they're constructed separately as certain movements. And then in the context of my show, depending on which show I'm doing, I then piece, okay, well, which bit would fit better in whatever order, and why is it like that?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess each thing is rehearsed individually, then put together, and then I would do full on rehearsals from beginning to end, like 100%, like full out, as if there's an audience there. Yeah.
Yeah. And end up with a complete score. I love that analogy.
Yeah, and I guess I use that analogy for myself personally when I'm constructing a show, because it is like a piece of music, and you are taking an audience through different emotions, not just a series of effects. So the pacing and the rhythm of the show, you know, whether it's, do I have a volunteer now, and then the next one I don't, and then and this and that is really important. So it's all very conscious decisions.
Yeah.
If you can, go into the public and work the new versions of your act for free. Laura London suggests to go and perform anywhere, anyhow, when you are starting and developing new material. Dania Diaz said the same thing. The more you work through the material and the possible issues, the more confidence it will bring your performance. The more you listen to an audience and understand the beats and the timings of your performance, the stronger your magic will be. Experiences and confidence are a result of performance practice, and that is priceless and key to any success, to becoming a star. Likability on stage is something that cannot be bought. It's the it or wow factor. Today's audiences are savvy. They've seen a lot of media. If you don't connect with them, they will turn you off. The key to likability is sincerity. If you are confident with your material, you can relax and be personable. If you treat others, and I mean everyone, as you would like to be treated, that behavior is respected. Be kind, be helpful, and people will be kind and helpful back, on stage and off. It sounds simplistic, but it's true. If you are a consummate professional, prepared, diplomatic, timely, present, and proven, that reputation will carry you far, and people will want you to succeed. Billy Kidd equates much of her success to understanding on-set television, stage, and film etiquette. She is relaxed, prepared, reliable, responsible, and adaptable. When a producer finds talent that is easy to work with, they will choose them every time over an unknown. If and when you do get a break, be sure to be a gracious, prepared, consummate professional. In my experience, the majority of star-making breaks are through word of mouth. So your professional conduct, reputation, and abilities are key factors to success. Key number 5, networking. Last year, Magical Woman's brand manager, Laura Soler, and I reviewed the 10 tips we used with digital transformation on our United Magicians for the World conference. Our goal was to share our experiences and the lessons we learned creating our Magical Women project to help magicians work through their digital transformations to be more competitive. We will post the links to the 10 tip talk and the Q&A link in the comments so you can have access to them if you'd like to learn more. Networking and social media are key to upgrading your magic. It's now possible to monetize and specialize and become a social media magician. It's possible to gain exposure and to attract notice for your magic through social media. You can contact agents, producers, casting directors, and more through the internet, websites, and social media platforms. One of the greatest benefits of social media is to have access to all these connections. The downside is there's a lot of noise. We return to the first key to unlock this puzzle. What have you accomplished to stand out from the noise? If you have a page, a channel, an account, a blog, be consistent and upload material you are happy for the world to see. Try and engage viewers and to be memorable. When you upgrade your magic, think about social media and how you can gain exposure and recognition there. Embrace social media and schedule time to promote your actor show on the various platforms. Join groups, comment and ask questions. Network and look for like-minded groups and individuals to friend. Don't be afraid to ask questions and to ask for help.
I would say for a new female magician starting out is to get a mentor, somebody that's been down the road for many years, that have had many of the experiences, that have overcome obstacles and discovered things that it would take years and years to learn on your own. And there are many people like you, Abigail, Luna Shimada out there, and they're reachable by Zoom and other online platforms. That would be my advice, is to study with someone who has mastered the art and the business, because it's show and business as well.
There are many free tutorials. Take the time to do some research and see what could possibly work for you. A strong social media presence is key to gaining recognition, exposure, and notice. The most remarkable skill that you have that you attribute to Diana?
I really think that it comes down to always taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture of everything and really understanding it from that long-term perspective. I think that one of the most valuable things that she shared with me was, she said, like for me specifically, you don't want to be a magician with a personality. You want to be a personality who does magic. And that idea of really getting the audience invested in who you are personally more than the actual craft of the magic has really applied kind of in everything that I've done, like even now with YouTube. Like I'm not doing any magic on my YouTube channel, but it's all personality based stuff. So whether I'm making like a 15-foot pizza or filling a pool with 10,000 pounds of slime or whatever the crazy stuff it is that we're doing on the YouTube channel, it still is based on personality first instead of just the big stunt or whatever the crazy thing is that we're doing. And I think that was something that really kind of blew my mind, because initially I was thinking it was all about the trick. Like what is the trick I'm going to do? But Diana's whole thing was, no. Allow people to connect with you. And then from there, they'll fall in love with the magic that you do, and just continually deepening that personal connection that you can build with the audience.
Right. The sixth key to upgrading your magic is you, your image, your brand, your magic, your wardrobe. How do you become a star? How can you look like a celebrity? Think big, think beyond magic. Reach for the stars. Literally look at stars and see what appeals to you about their image, their brand, their messages. Research photos and images on high-end fashion magazines and perfume ads. Study celebrity social media pages, blogs, and posts. They spend millions of dollars on research that you can benefit from. I'm happy to take some questions now before we introduce our exclusive guest. Spoiler alert, he is a star image maker and a fashion and costume designer. So be sure to stay tuned.